What is a volume verification kit? What are the different types? And why does it matter? A volume verification kit is simply a kit that we use on an automated liquid handling system to verify that the volume we're pipetting is correct. There are three main types of volume verification kits: gravimetric, fluorometric, and photometric. In a gravimetric kit, you're going to transfer a certain amount of a liquid whose density you know and weigh it. You convert the weight into mass and then the mass into volume and compare the volume that you actually pipetted with the volume that you thought you were pipetting. That way you can see if they match up. Pros of the gravimetric method: most people have balances, it's relatively straightforward, and it's inexpensive. Cons: it's very subject to fluctuation if there's vibrations, breeze, temperature changes, things like that. You have to know the density of the liquid you're using. Depending on what you're working with, that's not always the easiest to find. Depending on how much liquid you're weighing out, you might need a very precise balance. So the quality of your balance does matter, and that can get expensive. With the fluorometric method, you're going to take a fluorescent dye in a known concentration in solution and you transfer it. You then put it in a plate reader and read the intensity of the signal coming off of that dye. Because you know the concentration of it, you're able to use that fluorescent signal to determine how much was actually transferred. One good thing about this method is that you can get very small volumes measured with it. It's a good way to get some precise measurements across nearly identical samples. Some of the cons to it though: one, I'm not aware of anybody that sells a commercial kit, so you're doing this yourself. For some people that's a pro, but it's not standardized. And the focus for this is really more on the precision side, less on the accuracy side. Most people don't use this method, but it does exist. In the photometric method, you take a light absorbing dye and add a known amount to a sample. You then measure this in a spectrophotometer. Based off of the amount of light absorbed, you're able to tell how much dye is present, and based off of that, you know if you transferred the amount that you thought you were transferring. One big benefit to this method is it's not nearly as sensitive to environmental factors as the other two methods. And it also is less sensitive to the type of sample that you're putting it in than the fluorometric method, where those dyes don't always like and interact well with the sample that you're putting it into. You're also able to use this for certain ISO certifications. You're able to measure precision very well using the photometric method, but in order to get the accuracy, it's best to do this in conjunction with another method like the gravimetric method. By combining those two methods, you're able to create a standard curve of sorts and do all your comparisons off of that. That's how you meet those ISO certifications. Many labs view combining photometric with gravimetric as kind of the gold standard, but now you know the different types and can make a better informed decision and do a little research to figure out what you need for your lab.